here's M. Brower, and today I want to show you some tips and tricks for the LFO on the analog rhythm. It's kind of tutorial, but not so true. I won't want to start with the basics of an LFO. I just jump into some ideas I have to use the LFO. And so let's start. Okay, the first thing I want to show you is the timing of the LFO. It's kind of tricky because Elektron has strange ideas what they do with their timing, but maybe if you get into it, it's easy to understand or easy to use. Never know, but maybe we start. In the first time I have an easy dual VCO and I want to push the amount of decay to infinite. So if I start to play the oscillator, it always play a sound, and to make it more beastie I opened up the decay of both oscillators. Now we start with the LFO. In the timing, you got the multiplier and the speed. I don't know how it exactly works, but if you set the multiplier to 64 and the speed to 8, you have exactly 4 steps on your patterns. If you halve it down to 32, you have 8 steps of your current track. And if you got it to 16, you have 16 steps for your whole for the cycle of the LFO. So when you start to take it easy to make it hearable, I choose the tune of the oscillator 1 and put it back to 64. One step. And if I start, it always gets pew and pew and pew and pew. Okay, if I raise the def, so now it's got pew pew pew. And if I halve it to 32, it gets a pew, and then again a pew. But now you see there's some drift of timing. To keep this in mind, you can ever restart even a free running LFO if you take this trick on the trick page and set the LFO on. So it will be always in time with your step. Normally it's off, so if you have a sequence like this, you can always set up a trickless trick and put here the LFO, so the LFO will always restart in time, even if it is a free running LFO. So I show you the LFO, and it's got always in time. And you can jump with the, or play with the timing of the speed or the multiplier, and it's always in time. You can even use it for your performance. So if you can use a performance pad to raise up the speed like this, you can just play it in a performance with your track. Keep it here on 1 bar. Okay, that was the first and the second trick. And another interesting thing is if you put the time of the speed in the negative range, you get an inverted waveform of the LFO. So it doesn't set up for pew, so that it doesn't whoop, whoop. So let it hear. So the next thing I often use is to put the LFO in the audio range. So if you raise up the multiplier, it comes at the start with 512 and starts over 1000 and 2000. And this is in the range of hearable changes. So if you use something like the triangle or sine LFO, you will hear a kind of FM sounds. And of course, if you change the wave, so for sine or triangle, you get different sounds you can use for. And in the random mode, it becomes all very noisy. So you can always use Audiorange to thumbs up your sounds to a way you never thought it's possible. And tune is only one destination. You always can use for samples the start amount, or on the filter the frequency or the resonance, or even the overdrive. And it becomes very interesting if you use pan. So if you use pan and the waveform random for your LFO, it becomes a kind of noise generator. So if you use the dual VCO and you don't have noise in your sound, you can use it for more noise. It's a kind of panning noise, so you have to be careful if you use it on basses. But for other sounds, it can be quite nice to get some extra noise. You can even use it for your filter if you change to the peak filter and use a little bit of resonance. It's a different kind of noise you get for this for your sound. So if you use it here, it's a more bubbling noise. But you so in this with random and in Audiorange you can experiment for different kinds of noises. To get your noises more under control, the LFO has a fade in and a fade out, so it's make easy to get just a quiet time of noise. So if you use the fade in the positive range, the LFO will just start for a short time, and use it in the other range, you have a kind of rising up LFO. So just let me show you. So you can use your LFO just like your own sound sources and get noise in any kind of ideas. Even in drums, it's very useful to get more noise on your drum, especially in kind of kick drums or something like that, which don't has a noise generator on the source page. And the last one I want to show you is the, you maybe know it even, it's the one mode. So if you use it in one mode, you get one cycling LFO. It's a more than kind of LFO. So if you use it in a moderate time, you can use it for a kind of envelope. So you can spice up your sounds. You can even use it for a tune that is a little bit faster than the bend in the dual VCO. So if you actually use it in that way, it could be too slow for your taste, and you can use the LFO in one mode to get it more punchier in the pitch envelope. And even here you can just play with the speed amount to get the right time of pitch envelope you want. So that are my tips for the LFO on the analog Rytm. I hope you enjoy. Let me in the comments know in which tutorials you are interested. And please subscribe my channel for more tutorials and other videos. If you like my sounds, check my other videos. Thank you and good night.